What's going on, everyone? Barry from Diamonds to Dust here. Going live for the first time in a very long time. Figured I just hop on to, you know, do another question and answer segment. You know, um, Hopped on IG yesterday, to do something. I figured why not get on YouTube to do the same thing. So, what's going on? What's going on? Yo, you want to hop on? If you're not at work, Christian? Like, vocalist is never bad. It's like, because if the vocal is bad, is bad, what does that say about us? Because we let him in the band. Shoot, let me see if I can do it. Uh, all right. Actually, hold on. Actually, I don't think I can do it now that the live is started. I think I gotta do it beforehand. I have no clue. You know, this is crazy. This is the first time I know they added some new features to YouTube. Probably should have figured it out before I hopped on here. But either way, we'll do it next time. You know, Shoot. Decide versus Morbid Angel. I have no clue, or Deicide, I should say. I haven't listened to either. You know, but bring it on. All questions. Christian is in the chat too. Ask him every question you can think of. You know, this is this is a rarity right here. you know, Again, what's going on to everyone who's joining the stream? You know, like we're here to answer any question that you can think of, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how absurd. You know, it's like we love you guys too. You know, oh man, it's like Will Ramos versus Christian. They're. I'm gonna have to. I gotta stick with my boy. I'm gonna have to pick Christian. You know, I'm gonna have to pick Christian. Will Ramos is a talent in his own right. But I gotta stay with my boy. you know, Shoot. Love all you guys out there. You know, you guys are you guys are wonderful people. Wonderful, wonderful people. Oh man. So with that being said, while I wait for more people to join and ask their questions, I'm gonna ramble on because I know there's certain things people want me to probably answer or whatever, or Christian can chime in and answer. So the first thing, because we get asked about it so often, when's the EP coming out? EP is coming out this winter. Can we give you an exact date? No. Um, can Christian and Will Ramos have a deathcore rap battle? I would pay money to see that. I mean, why not? Let's do it. You know what? I think we. That is something I would definitely do. You know what? I think we should email Lorna Shore sometime today and ask them. Just be like, yo, let's have a deathcore rap battle. I'm pretty sure it would bring in. We could do it as a fundraiser. You know, have millions of people chime in. And give it to a church or a hospital or something like that. I don't see why not. Yeah. especially if it's for a good cause, why not? you know, Shoot, or do it right there on the spot. Just go live. Just be like, listen, we're gonna do this for charity. Like whether you like it or not. You're like, thanks, man. Thanks, man. We appreciate you. Welcome to the chat, or the live stream. I keep saying chat, the live stream. You know. Oh man. But again, I want to know what you guys are thinking. Let me know. You know. Well, we appreciate that. Shoot, coming that far out, that would be a blessing in its own right. We just have to get the finances to do it. And it's like we are coming back to NYC. We are actually playing Brooklyn this Sunday. And it's like, so we should see you there this coming Sunday. I think we're playing at the Meadows. It's our second headlining show this month. And then anybody out there in Jersey, we are possibly, keyword possibly, throwing a show on November 25th of November, the 25th of November. So, any of our Jersey fans, come out and see us in November if we get it going. Oh man. Minnesota is deep. It's not as deep as Spokane, Washington, but that is deep. But we do have some opportunities coming our way, with some good friends of ours. So, depending on our finances, maybe next year we can make it out to some of these places. I know people have been asking us to do that for a while to start playing, further states, but nah, we've mostly played, Connecticut, Jersey, Pennsylvania, obviously New York, where we're from. We're trying to break out in other markets, but mm, you know, but we're going to definitely be expanding, especially after the new EP. We got a bunch of new projects um already in the works for after the EP. Let me just say this right now. No new albums for a very long time. Last time I wrote an album, I was drained. Yep. Oh, definitely, definitely. We definitely plan on doing it. 100%. We just got to get that money to do it. Oh, definitely. And we appreciate you guys supporting us. I truly believe that God gave us this platform to, again, spread the word and, our experiences. And, we appreciate you guys taking this very, very long ride with us because we've been doing it for so long, and we're starting to finally gain traction. So, we thank you guys for, sticking with us. Oh, awesome. You know, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the live stream. For all those again who are just entering, thank you guys for entering and watching me ramble. You know, if we started a Kickstarter, yes, we might we might get some good traction. You know, I I think I tried it once before. It didn't do well, but at the same time, it was one of those things where I didn't really know what I was doing. So maybe we should give it a shot. I think the biggest thing is, we don't really want to, I guess, abuse, or what I would think is abuse the fans. I see bands out there uh, who take money and don't give it back, or delay the product for so long that, it's not right. Opinions on Mormonism. To be honest with you, I really don't know much about it, so I can't give really a just opinion on it. So Christian, if you have an opinion, maybe you can answer this one. But to be honest with you, I really don't know much about it. Um, that'd be sick, you know. Hey, listen, like I said, come out if we can get out there, we definitely will. Just keep an eye out for us. Uh, Oh, and thank you guys for again, you know, Angel 777. Thank you for listening to us. You know, oh yeah, definitely. We would definitely be upfront about it, but you know, I just you to keep myself clear, and I know a lot of these things take a long time, and just so there wouldn't be any issues, 100%, it would be better for us to just finance it on our own. You know. Um, uh, what's going on, Egret or Egret? I hope I said that correctly. Thank you for joining in. Cute win. What's going on, bro? Thank you for joining in. You know, CJ from Signs of the Swarm. Hey, that's what's up, man. Uh, what you call it? Yeah, but like I said, oh, Bread Tillion. Interesting name. What's going on, bro? Glad you can join in. Again, as I said, right now I'm just rambling. Just answering any questions people may have and stuff like that. I know one thing on IG. Yesterday when I was on there, someone asked if we're ever doing albums again. The question is, the answer to that, I probably answered it earlier, is that we will do an album again. It's just a simple fact. We have to. It's just tiring. It's just exhausting. So we're probably gonna do like small EPs and singles from here on out, primarily singles. Because writing an album, it is just exhausting, man. It is so exhausting. But outside of that, especially since we are trying to, you know, yeah, you know, we've been asked that before, to rework some older songs. I'm not gonna lie, I did try it here and there, and probably not. Just to rework it and to try to put it out and remake it or remaster it, it's just a lot of time, energy, and money that could be better spent on new material. You know, you need children and brutal death metal bands that actually sound and poorly made. you know, um, shoot. There's some hidden gems out there. Again, believe it or not, I actually don't listen to much. I don't listen to much deathcore or death metal. Surprisingly. You know. Oh, trust me, I'm already worn out. The amount of stuff, you know, I do as well as everybody else on a daily basis, work, practice, you know, wives, kids, all that stuff. Plus, I do my rap project and run the label. Oh man, what's the my favorite genre of music? That is difficult to answer, as I do listen to a lot of things. I'd have to say, you know, metalcore, probably. Um, Post hardcore, yeah, probably metalcore would be number one. Post hardcore and rap would be close second. You um, For Today definitely is a big influence. I grew up on For Today. Are one of my favorite bands of all time. I think they were the best to do it in the Christian metalcore scene, in my opinion, of course. But when it comes down to them, I think they were good. I think they did their part in building up the Christian metalcore scene. They brought a lot of people to Christ. You know, I I personally think they're awesome. I know there was a lot of controversies surrounding them, but that's just because I don't think a lot of people understood what they were doing. Mm. Death metal, not really into it, but I can listen to it. Never got into black metal. Tried several times. I was just like, yeah, can't do it. You know, there's just certain forms of metal that are too extreme. Um, Skillet, I think Skillet was good before they had their new drummer. Granted, I'm not the biggest fan of them, but me personally, I was just a bigger fan of his wife doing the vocals. Not a fan of their drummer's vocals, but overall, I think they're a really good band. I don't see anything to them wrong with them. Uh, let's see. Oh well, along came Dalton. I thank you for that. Try my best as long with all the other members of the band. Christian, Melvin, Brandon. We all try to do the best we can in bringing what we think is the best quality product to you guys. You know, the last album was fire. I'd have to say the EP that For Today did, and I forget what album it was called. I think Immortal. That is my favorite album by them. They are that was the my favorite album. That's actually the album that got me into them. Oh. Never listened to Cliffside. Bloodlines, amazing. I love them. Like those guys are doing their thing, and I definitely um love what they're doing. You know, uh, I really appreciate you saying you like the covers because I am not gonna lie. When it comes down to covers, I'm always very nervous about them. I don't think I can sing. No matter how many people tell me um, they're like, oh, you're good, and this, that, and the third, and you bring a new thing. Every time I go in the studio, man, I'm like, this is terrible, but I'm gonna put it out anyway. Let's see what everybody else thinks. you know, but well, yeah, Skillet still exists. Yeah, Skillet is that band. I have to say another big influence of mine's. I don't know about everybody else. Uh, Howard era Killswitch Engage. To me, that will forever. That's what got me into Killswitch Engage. I get a lot of you know, inspiration from him. He's the one that got me into screaming along with Chester Bennington and Corey Taylor of Slipknot. Those three vocalists were, my inspiration into getting that. Uh, Texas in July. So, Benjamin, what's going on? JJ Sims, my guy, how you doing? For me, Skillet is always Skillet. They're a big influence for me. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Wow, Reliant K. I haven't heard that name in a very, very long time. Wow. Uh, Never really listened to them, but they were. Are they still big? Are they even still around? I know they were around years ago. You know. All right, Christian man. You know, see you on either see you at practice or see you on Sunday. I don't know what we're doing, but I'll hit you up. Uh, Metal Cruelty. Never heard of them. Never heard of them. Mhm. Shoot. I hope Diamonds to Dust is a good band. Um, New music is definitely coming again. We got that EP coming in the winter again. Can't give a date, because don't want to say a date and then we don't get to it. So it'll be just sometime this winter. Just keep a lookout for it. Okay. Okay. So Reliant King did um break up. I was wondering if they did or not. Um yeah, but to be honest with you, I didn't know they were a Christian band, until right now. So, but I always heard the name. I know they were really, really big, but that's what's up. Never listened to Living Sacrifice. Listened to Extol, I think once or twice, but again, I don't think I was very big on them. You know, you guys ever plan on doing a tour? Again, we do have certain opportunities that was afforded to us. So next year that is a possibility. I'm not going to say that it's a 100%, but again, we are trying to branch out of the tri-state area, as Christian said earlier. So we're trying to move further north and south. Maybe towards the Midwest a little bit. Again, we just have to slowly make our way just due to finances. What rappers do I like? You know, it's because I've stopped listening to secular rap altogether. My favorite rapper had to be Jadakiss from the Locks, or just as a group, the Locks in general. But since I don't listen to them anymore, it would have to be what you call it. He's on God Over Money Records. Jared Sanders. Jared Sanders. Right now, he is definitely my favorite rapper. Like the dude has bars. At least from what I can hear, he knows the word, and like he's definitely a great artist. You know. Uh, okay, awesome. Hey, uh, good music to get into. Let's see. Why do artists finish an album and put the release date about 2 months after? Number of reasons. Getting promotion ready, getting music videos ready, um, time for things to be distributed. It could be, getting last minute touches or giving them enough time so that way, as they're listening, because when we finish an album, the amount of times we listen through that album for any like final touches and critiques is it's crazy. So there's a number of reasons, just in case something goes wrong, with the distribution, getting merchandise made, it's a lot, getting a tour maybe ready for when the release drops. They can tour immediately to support that album. There's a lot that goes into that. My favorite non-metal genre. Um, um, not sure. Probably rap. I do like some country. My wife has been getting me into more country music, but let's say rap is probably my favorite after that. Do you have any tips on being creative concerning songwriting and lyrics? To be honest, if you're looking at it from just a creative standpoint, I just say do what you want. Just put things out there to see if it clicks. Um, from a business standpoint, I'd say, you know, um, start off maybe generic, That way, um, you can just get listeners in the door because people are going to listen to what they like, what is commonly around. So if you can do that and then slowly branch off, we had to do that. We had to make music that was kind of accessible to what everybody else was doing, and now we're starting to slowly branch off and do different things. Yeah, we're still metalcore and deathcore, but we're trying to branch out to just be a metal band, so that way if people are just like, oh, they have a jazz section in this piece or whatever we want to do, people aren't so inclined to be like, oh, this isn't deathcore, you changed. you know you ever listen to, don't know the first person, KB? I have a few of his songs. Not a big fan of KB, but he is definitely doing his thing. I give it to him on that one. I remember when DSI finished an album in 2016, but didn't release it until 2018. That must be why the music videos were all. Well, yeah, that could have been the case. Also, there could have been something going on with their label if they were on a label. There's any number of things that could have been going on behind the scenes. Favorite song from Texas in July. Don't actually know the names of any of their songs, but I remember, I forget, it's the first song I ever heard. And again, they were always being compared to August Burns Red at the time, because what was his name? I think his name was Gray. What's his last name? I believe the drummer's last name. But they were just amazing. I wasn't the biggest fans of them, but that's because I was a bigger fan of August Burns Red. But yeah, how's the guitar playing going? Learning anything new? Nope. Well, I'm no longer playing guitar. I'm on bass. So, what you call it? Even though I'm still writing via guitar, live, I just play bass. Um, Adam Gray. Adam Gray. Yes, that was his name. No, Cannibal Corpse. Believe it or not, they're too heavy for me. They're way too heavy for me. You know, it's it's weird because the music I play and the music that I listen to, um, there's somewhat of a disconnect. I only listen to very few death metal and deathcore bands. You know, and people are just like, well, aren't don't you play that style of music? I'm like, yeah, it doesn't mean I listen to it often. It's the same thing. When I was younger, I used to do, um, very, very hardcore rap, and I wasn't really listening to the stuff. And it's just like, how are you doing hardcore rap when you don't even really listen to much of it? I'm like, have you ever listened to Voluntary Mortification? Those are my guys. Yes. Voluntary Mortification and Unworthy. Everybody should go listen to them. Those are the peoples. Yeah. They are one of the deathcore bands that I do listen to. Them and Unworthy. The heaviest I go is probably Impending Doom. Impending Doom is another deathcore band I do listen to. You know, um, Impending Doom is great. Brooke Reeves is a monster. He's been in the game for a very, very long time, and he hasn't let anybody deter him from his mess from the Lord's message. Not even his message, the Lord's message. So, like, he has been doing this thing. Uh, Killing pedophiles. That's crazy. How did I get into rock and metal growing up? Oh man, got into rock and I got into, so it started with rap, but a friend of mine, I think I was in middle school, he introduced me to POD and Linkin Park. And those two bands is what like got me growing because I was just like, oh, rap and rock. I didn't know anything about new metal. So I was just like, yo, this is cool. It's aggressive. And then you had the rapping in it, so I'm just like, all right, cool. And then it just escalated from there, because then you had the more extreme side of new metal, which was Slipknot. So then I got into Slipknot, and then Slipknot carried on into Killswitch Engage, and then Killswitch Engage carried on into August Burns Red, and it just kept going and going, until I am where I am. And the reverse happened with rap. It was like very mellow and chill rap, and then it just escalated into the heavier or different genres of rap. So, you know, all right, man. Be safe. You guys get out there. Be safe out there, and God bless as well. Linkin Park is a classic. Chester Bennington, like I said earlier, he was a very, very big influence of mine when it came to singing and screaming vocals. And then I seen Howard Jones, and I was just like, this is the guy. And then I heard For Today, and I was like, all right, let me emulate, you know, his screams, which is, I always emulated him when it came down to the screams, and that's how I got better in doing what I do. No, man. Nope. Never imagined it. To be honest with you, I actually thought I was going to be in a pop punk band years ago. Initially when I tried to start a band, it was supposed to be a pop punk band because I was very into Sum 41, not so much Simple Plan, but I loved their hits, what you call Blink 182. So I always thought I was going to be in a pop punk band, but never did I ever think I would be in a metalcore deathcore band. Uh, got into it because teacher showed us dark because of the visuals and action. And that's how it does. It always just takes something to pique that interest. And however you got into metal, we need more people in metal, especially to help push it to the forefront. I never understood why people hate when metal bands get popular because it just means more money for the bands and everything like that. So, um, um, love Slipknot. Wasn't the biggest fan of Iowa, believe it or not. I loved their debut album, and I loved their third album. I'm so terrible with album names. From yeah, I know the songs like Vermilion, Before I Forget. Whatever the second track was on that third album. No, Thousand Foot Crutch is actually a very solid rock band, along with Red and what you call it? What's the other? There's one more Christian rock band that was really going strong, and it wasn't Skillet, but they were really strong during like their era and tenure. Yeah, but you know, but you know, I'm actually glad I'm getting all these questions and whatnot. I'm glad you guys are on here. Like I said, I just wanted to hop on here and let it be known what was going on with us, answer any questions, just ramble on for a little bit because, you know, uh, no, not at all. Actually, my family was very supportive of us being, especially being a Christian metal band. Shoot, my pastor is a guitar player. They love the fact that we are a Christian metal band. And I think a lot of the time is that a lot of that judgment just comes from a misunderstanding of what's being done. Once they understand, then the judgment or whatever does go away. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I can see that, that they want to stand out, they feel like they're the outcast, but at the same time, a lot of these bands break up, look at Betraying the Martyrs. I never really listened to them, but they broke up because the high cost of touring, if they don't make enough money to do the things that they love to that way give this product to the fans, what's the point? If you had a band, a metal band that was as famous as Demi Lovato, you know, they'd be able to continue. Look at Metallica; they're able to do this for the entire lives. And, it's crazy. Um, you know, hey, definitely show them. And believe it or not, a lot of, I guess there has to be discernment with it because there are bands, Christian bands that pretend to be Christian. So I think that's another reason for the judgment. But definitely, you know, um, we use discernment, we use the word to make sure that what we're listening to is accurate, and then we proceed. But yeah, a lot of people, if they just have that understanding, they're willing to give it a chance. Um, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I've been like that. That is something crazy. Because I get judged by other Christian women for listening to it. Doesn't stop me, and it shouldn't. And it shouldn't. You shouldn't stop listening to it just because somebody is just thinking, oh well, they're listening to a demon, and I'm like, well, how do you know what a demon sounds like? Tell me where in the Bible it tells you how a demon sounds. If you can do that, I'll stop doing what I'm doing right now. You um, there are a ton of bands that I would love to work with. Pending Doom is one of them. Um, what you call it? I would love to work with the Ghost Inside, August Burns Red. I would love to work with. There are so many. Crystal Lake. Um, there's just I don't know. There's just a ton. Close Your Eyes. Um, There's just too many to name, and we actually started making a list to see if we can get any of these other bands on the track, but not gonna happen. But we're doing our best. Uh, what is your chillest genre you're listening to? The chillest genre I listen to is lo-fi. I love lo-fi music. It's just calm, relaxing. Allows you to just sit back and do whatever you're doing, work on whatever you're working on. Because sometimes you just need that vibe. Uh, yeah. Again, cool stuff. I get what they're trying to say, but again, those are people that aren't doing things based on scripture. I'm just like, show me in the scripture, you know. I've even had arguments with other Christians. I'm like, all right, let's take out our Bibles right now, and we are gonna go look for it and tell us because I'm pretty sure, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. The Bible says, Scream and shout for the Lord, show glory and rejoice." So if that's the case, you know, and, so Crazy Blade, what's going on? What's going on? I've never heard of Joji. You know, we haven't covered any workshop songs yet. I do plan on it. It's just that it's not like I can just take the instrumentation. I actually have to re-record it. So, that's why it's taking so long, especially with us working on you know, the new music as well. I was like, what's going on, man? I'm sorry that I can't pronounce your name. Um, I can't speak the language, but I just wanted to acknowledge that I see you. What's going on, man? You know. So, but opinion on Pain Remains by Lorna Shore. Um, to be honest, I tried to listen to it. I didn't like it. Not trying to belittle them by any means. I think they're very, very talented musicians. But I listened to it and it just, you know, wasn't for me. Uh, if you guys make it really big, what would you do? Probably the same thing that we're doing now and take care of our families. We would just be able to enjoy the creative process more because then we would be able to live off of it instead of having to go to work and everything. We'd be able to tour a lot more. We'd be able to, just do this for a living, and that would be awesome. But at the end of the day, um, we love how we're doing it now, and the only difference would be just more of the business aspect, so it's good. No one was asking about how did you. Um, that's a very, very long stance, not stance, very loaded question on how I built the band, but to summarize quickly, me and my brother, we started the band. We were initially in a band called It's Never Tomorrow, and then we weren't gaining any traction at all with that band. So we created a side project called, um, and then me and him quit, and and then the band dissolved itself. Then we started Diamonds to Dust, or I started Diamonds to Dust with as a side project with a bunch of other people that it just didn't work out at all, and I just pulled my brother back into the frame. um and Diamonds to Dust was supposed to be a side project so we can play lighter music, stuff like Nickelback and just rock and post-hardcore music. And then we created a our main band, which was supposed to be called What's Left of Nowhere, and which would be our metalcore band. So we were doing those two simultaneously, and then Diamonds to Dust just got traction. It took off. So due to that, we just put all our energy into Diamonds to Dust. Which was funny to us because we were just like, we love how the side project was the one that took off, which then eventually came into full circle of us going from rock and post hardcore back into metalcore and some deathcore. Um, yeah, yeah, but sometimes being repetitive just to give glory to God. Sometimes that's all it is. I read a scripture yesterday, which is like, oh, not a scripture. Inspirational post yesterday was like, when's the last time that we just gave glory to God just for being God? And so sometimes having that repetitive lyric just to give him glory and reverence, it's not a bad thing. Seventh Day Slumber, I've actually never listened to them. So um I would definitely give them a shot. I've heard there's always a lot of controversy with him, or I think it's with the lead vocalist. But until I listen to them, I can't really give like a solid opinion on the matter, or on the band. I got to listen to the music. But from what I've heard, they actually do a lot of good for the Christian rock community. They take out smaller bands, they help them make their way and whatnot. So as far as I can tell, they seem to be doing well. But who knows? Joji is a fifthly Frank Pink Eye. He used to lo-fi. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know lo-fi artists. What I normally do is I go on YouTube, and when I'm working or writing or whatnot, they have like the lo-fi section, and I just put it on, and it just keeps switching songs and songs. So I don't actually know lo-fi artists, but man, their music is just good. Um, Shoot, man. Um, well, normally because I have off during the days, JJ, on at least on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I try to do my streams early on so I can get to the other stuff that I'm supposed to do because shoot, I'm supposed to be um, doing other things, but I figured this is good. I like interacting with you guys, so maybe next time or later you can rewatch it and just listen to it, see if you like. Why does almost every church have a coffee shop? um, I have no. I think it's just for refreshments, just to give people that welcoming and homing feeling, that homey feeling. Um, What's your opinion about grindcore or gore grind? Do it up. If that's what you like, if that's the type of music you want to listen to, go for it. I don't necessarily really um like those types of lyrics and stuff that they have in there. Obviously, due to my faith and just in general, that's just, not what I'm about. I'm like, it's too extreme, but Um, you know, if that's the style of music that people want to pursue and do, I'm like, why not? Um, do I do my own rap beats? No, no, I definitely buy those, and for the most part, I will try to buy the rights to those beats because it's just easier. I'll go through and I'll see if the beat matches what I'm trying to do, and then I'll outright buy it. If I can't, then I'll lease it. Which I prefer not to do. Um, Pretty sure not a coffee shop, but I think they have like a refreshment stand. So that's the one thing that I I believe they have. Yeah, I believe like it's like a refreshment type corner and stuff like that. But with that being said, guys, you know, E-Standard can be heavy. You got to listen to, I think how you pronounce it, Cialis, Solaces. I think it's Cialises. Um, a lot of their music in the standard E, and it's heavy. It may not sound as dark because it's brighter, it's a lighter tuning, but it definitely can, um, it can be heavy. Do you think that metal is okay from people? Can you elaborate? Um, I don't know what you're trying to ask. Like, is it okay? Oh, no, metal is okay. Definitely. Again, it's one of those things where people are always going to say if they don't understand it, or if they just don't like it, or they're not open, they're just not going to want to vibe with it. But it's not. Obviously, there's a market. If there's a market for it, it can't be trash because, there are not, it's very rare, but there are bands out there that's making a living and stuff like that. So, uh, shoot, well, they can keep their gazes to themselves. That's what I tell them. What tuning do I find the heaviest? Well, the lowest tuning we play is in drop G sharp, but I guess I think drop A can be heavier. Um, but I've seen people playing double drop C, and that is just low. But to me, sometimes low doesn't actually necessarily mean heavy. I think it depends on how you execute the song. Because I've heard breakdowns in drop C that were heavier than double drop C. So it depends on how you execute it. Breakdown or solo, both. Don't get me wrong. It's hard. I can't just pick one because a good solo, just like, but then again, a breakdown, you could be like, ugh. It just gives you that gut wrenching, stank face where you're like, oh man, I gotta listen to that again. You don't even care about finishing the song. It's like, I just gotta rewind that. But then there's those solos that I remember just years ago, I listened to the Disturbed solo from Inside the Fire, and I was just like, brought a tear to my eyes. I was just like, that was a good solo. Dragon Force with breakdowns. That would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting. I think some music generally is not great for you concerning the message, but I don't think that the genre has anything to. No, the genre of music itself. There's nothing wrong with the genre of music itself. It depends on the artist. The artist defines what the style is. Like rap. There's a lot of negative stuff in rap. But then you have a lot of positive rappers. As I mentioned, Jared Sanders, Bizzle, Dayton. You have rappers who aren't talking about drugs and money and sex. It's just you just got to find them. You know. I love NF. NF is again another rapper who is, you know, through his albums he told a really great story. and I love that about him. And he made sure that he's positive. He doesn't curse in his music, and people will say, well, that's lame, but the funny thing is nobody would notice it if it wasn't pointed out. And the thing is, your favorite rapper is actually less popular than he is, which is crazy. It's all about building that fan base. Yeah, and at least in the secular realm, you know, that's nerd has music. He's like, you know, but all right, Brett, you know, go ahead and God bless, man, and you know, same thing, cute. It was good to have you guys join the stream. I actually have to get going myself. I actually have another appointment in about a half an hour, and I was supposed to have been getting ready, but I was being kind of lazy. But again, he says I can't hit no baddie, yo, NFL, you know. Yeah. Nah, I'm self-taught all the way. I can't be. I tried to take lessons, and you know, that's just not me. That's why when it comes to writing the music, I write most of. I'll write the song itself, and then Brandon, who is very theory based, he'll come in and he'll fix or add the solo and stuff like that because I'm not very theory oriented. You know. But all right, guys, stay blessed because I got to get going myself. I'll be on here again shortly. The next time that I'm going live, I'll make sure to give people a heads up, and you guys have a blessed day.